Howdy, everybody. This is session 11 of Deep Blues, an Apocalypse World adventure. Joining me, of course, today are my good friends Wind,
Howdy.
Seth,
Hello.
and Apom,
Hey.
as well as yours truly, the MC, Master of Ceremonies, Ruler of Worlds, Devourer of Children, Josie.
Hang on, I didn't agree to any children eating.
So we're coming off of pretty high feelings last time, aren't we?
Yep.
I guess that's one way to put it.
Can someone give a nice little 5-word summary?
Shit went
Lug,
hard.
pumper, gets, hit, heart. Yeah, that's 5.
I nearly fired a gun.
I didn't. At the time, I didn't realize that you threw the gun rather than fire it.
I think I slammed it onto the ground.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
just go
want to
like,
Yeah.
dig, nab it, and then we're just like, fucking whatever, dude. Bye.
It's just like, look at this thing. I could use it if I really wanted to, even though it isn't.
You just threw it at your feet.
I can use this anytime I want at my feet.
It's very heavy and it makes a loud noise when you slam it on the ground.
Okay.
Giuseppe, did you just try to cock a semi-automatic machine gun?
So let's start up our usual shit. Start of session moves. First of all, do we want to change mark stats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we'll start with our good boy Lug. Who knows Lug best?
I got a 1.
Give me a second.
Are you kidding me?
I
Do you not have your thing
I have a 1 with lug.
Okay. Just choose between yourselves.
Apom, you can choose.
Let's do show.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Weird.
Marked.
Okay. Who knows our other good boy, Rusty?
I've got 4.
How do you have 4?
2.
You mark
Yeah.
experience at 4.
I thought it was you
No,
mark experience at 5.
No, you get
Nope.
3 and then it resets.
Yep.
Just
To
the
1.
right?
No,
Yeah, to
you
1.
you get 3. 4 is where it resets. It goes to 1.
Yep.
So
I guess I have
mark an
1
extra
then.
experience, you goober. Apom, do you know Rusty?
I have 2.
Okay, you got it.
Sadly,
Choose.
he does.
Alright then, I need to pick the one that Rusty would be least likely to do. Fun.
No, don't do that.
Oh god.
Be a fan of each other. God damn it.
No.
Okay, I don't know. Never mind. Maybe Sharp.
Sharp, got it.
You like people like Sharp today. Okay.
Sharp's
I
good.
don't know.
How about hard?
Hard. Alright,
Oh
marked
boy,
hard.
that's not a good sign.
That's a good
And,
side.
Who knows our other final good boy, Giuseppe?
3.
2.
Go ahead.
Mark cool.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
Lots of the less direct skills this time around, huh?
Yeah.
It's a good thing I'm around to give him a boost to hard.
So this is the same as I had last session. Okay.
Really?
Wait, you
Yeah.
want to re-roll for that?
Maybe.
Okay, then mark hot instead.
Okay.
That's fair.
Give me a second to
Okay.
change.
Mark sharp again.
Shut up. So okay. So now do hard.
Okay, hard and hot. I'm doing.
That's a sex joke.
You can't
So,
say that. You can't
so
say
that
on television.
I can just remember. Going from top to bottom, what are your mark stats?
1 and cool. 2
No,
and
not
hard.
what they are, but what the mark stats are.
Yeah, what you have marked?
What do you have marked?
Oh, I have sharp and weird.
Sharp and weird.
I have hard and sharp.
I have hard and hot.
Okay. Just so that I
Stop
know
it.
and can hopefully steer a couple of y'all closer to getting improvements faster. Because golly gee, why the fuck is Lug just pulling ahead of everybody?
'Cause
He's already at 5 and some change improvements.
listen, that helmet he's got, the welder's mask, it gives him like experience boost.
The funny thing is he has a whole move that hasn't been used at all that's supposed to give him more experience.
Because he doesn't need it.
Well, because you never go
because
to and ask him
nobody
about
goes to
things.
me.
Yeah.
Nobody asks
Well, listen,
hey Lug, what the fuck?
Listen, why would you go to Lug for advice
point.
on
What do I
like
need
your
to do?
dating?
That's a big mood, ain't it?
What do I need to do to get Lug to
Argue with
get
that.
experience?
You have to ask him for advice about the current situation,
and then you
or
have to
something in
follow
particular.
through with the advice.
Yeah, you get a +1 to the
Oh,
advice
boy.
too. That's why you do it. You get a +1 to whatever you
Lug
do.
for
in the
advice. Oh
current
boy,
step.
this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Hey, Lug! Do you think love can bloom on the battlefield?
Why are you like? God.
What is that? A rash?
Okay, let's do the other fucking moves. First of all, it's been a week since, half-ish. It's been a few days.
Yeah,
So,
it's been a while.
time to roll Fortune and our newest baby, Bonefeel. So first let's do Fortunes to figure out if everybody's dying.
It's just a single d6, right?
No, it's 2d6.
2d6. I'm so sorry, 2d6 with no pluses or anything like that.
Nope.
Sorry. Okay.
Oh, good enough.
Oh, yay!
So go ahead and read off what Fortunes is.
I'm so sorry. A surplus and want all depend on your followers. At the beginning of the session, roll plus fortune. On a 10 plus, your followers have surplus. On a 7 to 9, they have surplus, but choose one want. On a miss, they are in want. If their surplus lists barter, like 1 barter or 2 barter, that's your personal share to spend on your lifestyle or for whatever you will. So
Okay.
my barter is at, for the followers, it is at 2, and I've got augury for surplus.
Yep, so you get all your surplus, so you gain 2 barter.
B.
And then you also have augury that you can use at any time.
Yep.
That doesn't go away. But you also need a 1 want, and so you'll choose between, I believe you have...
Judgment and disease.
Right. So which one of those do you want your poor bastards to be dealing with?
Everyone's a little judgy today.
Everyone's real judgy, huh?
It's judgy at me. I don't know why. It's probably because I
Well,
tried breaking up all those fights.
They did beat you up and were like, damn, that was easy.
Yeah. Damn, I could easily overthrow this bastard. What the fuck?
Yep.
Why are we following him?
Well, no, they're not thinking that. They're just like kind of shitty about it. Like if it was like that, it'd be desertion, I think.
Mm-hmm.
People would start to be like, we should probably leave.
They don't want to leave just
but now,
yet.
we will roll Bonefeel. Would you like to... Well, okay, that was a little quick.
He had it ready.
So,
Would you like to explain what Bonefeel is for the audience? And
absolutely
also us?
not. So, at the beginning of the session, roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, hold 1+1. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. At any time, either you or the MC can spin your hold to have you already be there, with the proper tools and knowledge, with or without any clear explanation why. If your hold was 1+1, take 1 forward now. On a miss, the MC holds 1 and can spend it to have you already be there, but somehow pinned, caught, or trapped.
Yeah, so I suppose it's good that you got middle of the road, which is to say you almost fucked it up. Actually, it's a plus weird. Did you add the plus weird on there?
I added 2.
Oh.
So 9.
Oh, okay. You didn't actually add 2.
Not in the roll, but
not in the roll. But...
afterwards.
I don't like adding in the rolls.
You're on the high, you're on the high end of middle of the road, so you get it. You just don't get anything super great about it.
You just get a MacGuffin. Don't worry about it.
I don't think you know what a MacGuffin is, but
no,
okay.
No, I don't.
Ain't that a pastry?
So just know that your Bonefeel does not roll over into the next session. This is a per session basis. Though I can decide if the session has not changed in such a way that like you get to re-roll your start of session moves. Like say if it's only been like less than a day, I'm not going to have you roll Fortunes or Bonefeel again. But it is by and large a use it or you lose it kind of thing. Also, don't mark experience for start of session moves. Just a heads up. You don't have to because your roll doesn't go by anything, but Lugs is through weird.
It's still important for, like, if I do get any moves that would require me to roll my stats with it.
Yep.
It's good for future.
I don't know if you have any start of session moves that do that.
I don't, but I could get one.
Right. So, I think I wanted to start this session asking if everybody had an idea of like where they came from, like where they grew up or where they called home before, doing this whole thing.
I wrote notes.
Oh.
Not a lot of notes as I thought they were, but notes nonetheless.
Any notes is more than enough.
Yeah.
So what kind of idea did you have for poor Rusty?
Oh, poor Rusty. Well, he comes from a small, quote-unquote, town. It's kind of the size of the Exodia if you put another Exodia together. Like, if you strap two Exodias together, that's about the size of it.
That's more of a village, ain't it?
Yeah.
I
No.
feel like,
Like-
if you strapped two Exodius together, you'd get like quite the train wreck.
It's almost. It's like
Then you
it's a
get
little.
2 Jerrys.
It's a little too big to be a homestead, but it's a little too small to be a village.
Yeah. It would probably currently be in BG's territory, so
Oh, okay.
unfortunately, sad.
So you've left it far behind.
Yep, left it far, far behind. So the town is kind of like a scavenging town. I'm gonna keep calling it a town. It kind of swims through a kind of a sea of garbage, kind of just swooping up things that are still floating, like the aluminum and plastic and all that garbage from beforehand.
Okay, so it's sort of like that actual like garbage like sea area. There's like an area in the ocean that's just like a shitload of floating garbage.
Mm-hmm. And of course, BG's gonna get on that as soon as possible because
Of
that's
course.
full of riches. The only problem
Yeah,
with
those
it,
good plastic riches.
the only problem is it stinks like all hell.
Mm,
Okay.
So
stinky.
literally garbage island.
It's literally garbage island. And so,
Did
but
you have an idea for a name of this place?
piping,
Piping. That's
Oh.
a good name.
on account that it's made of pipes for the most part. Well, it looks
Hmm.
like it at least. And so are some of the like homes, quote unquote, the buildings on it.
That's kind of a luxury at that in this world, I think,
Yeah,
to have
But-
like metal used in this construction of your home.
but they're allowed that because of the garbage they pick up.
All right, of course.
Yeah, but it worked out for BG because hey, these stinky fellows are already doing it. Why not force them to do it for me?
Right, just the natural grifting kind of thing.
Yeah.
Protection, money.
Yeah, and in piping, it's not really important to read and write because, like, you're not really doing that. Counting's important, obviously, for, like, barter and all that such.
Right. I think that's like very common throughout the world. Is
Yeah.
like not knowing how to read or write is pretty common.
What did we call it? We call it, like, junk speech or something like that?
I think I called it garbage talk, but I
Garbage
think we
talk.
rescinded that
Yeah, that's nice.
just so everyone can. We don't have to keep track of who can fucking read English.
Usually for piping, how they get their barter is, like I said, going to trash, sifting through it, and then selling it with traders who, happen to come through, or like they pass because you're not always gonna sit there in the garbage. You're gonna go through and sell what you've got. That's what I have for piping.
Okay.
Um,
Do you think that piping was like kind of a? It was obviously like small, but do you think it was like kind of like too big for its own boots, or do you think it was like not all that well known?
I want to say it's not all that well known. I also forgot to fucking mention, in there, everyone is kind of a family. Everybody knows each other and consider each other like brother, sister, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, things like that.
Right. So
So-
yeah, it's kind of a very villagey kind of feel.
Yeah, everybody's really close knit
Okay.
in there.
You were gonna say some more stuff though.
That's all I have for piping. I did have a little bit of for Rusty because I know everybody's absolutely curious. When did Rusty start eating all this metal junk? I've gotten that. Should I wait for that, or do you want me to just say it now?
What sort of like situation would you say it in?
You know what? Good point.
Opening your brain.
Opening my brain, yeah. Am
Yeah,
I
but
gonna do
that's
that?
like I'm
Am I?
thinking more like existentially kind of questions for opening
Good
brain.
point.
Oh, I don't. That's not accidental. So basically, whenever the piping was sifting through garbage, Rusty would help out, obviously. And
Okay.
one day he found a weird object, capital weird object, and it just
Ooh.
told him to eat, and eat, and eat, and eat. And so eventually, he ate the object, and that
Oh.
kind of got things started. And like, well, there it goes. There it starts, and now we have Rusty as we know him today.
So some sort of like very strange like artifact.
Yes.
Did you have an idea of like for what this thing would look like, or do you want me to like maybe play with that?
Kind of play with it. I'm gonna say a little radio-y. Not quite. Like.
It is just a restaurant menu.
It turns out it's just called a magnet.
Yeah, it's just called a magnet. But didn't specifically like affect too many others whenever he picked it up. It's not something that anybody else would have probably
Thought twice about.
Yeah, thought twice about. Oh, it's
so
metal.
Rusty,
Sell it.
Rusty was the special boy chosen by the magnet.
I don't like it being a magnet.
It's not a magnet.
Yeah.
Just calling
He
it
had the reverse plot armor.
We'll
Yeah.
call it the magnet because it compels you somehow to eat metal.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Whether it's still in there collecting metal, I don't know. Like, obviously it's not a magnet because it would just like you'd have a big ball in there.
But it kind
I
of.
don't think we still haven't figured out whether like Rusty actually manages to like digest the metal or if it like passes.
Listen, I want to say he does digest. That's what I want to say. Cause kind of like with the egg, how it kind of quote unquote digests
When are we having the reveal that Rusty's a cyborg?
So I think we're going to come to the actual bullshit. I think right now, you probably had done a lot of work over the coming like few days, working with slops to maybe like cross-reference the radar.
The radar that we got underwater?
Yep. Basically like giving an idea of where shit probably is, whatever the hell you're looking for. And I think he's figured out the places are probably like the ones that he knows are like at least in the direction are there's something in Prosper, there's something in Hollister, something in Hidden, something in Jonathan's, and something in the just kind of with no actual spot, but if it's in the area, it's in the Irigo estuary, just like in the middle of there.
Ooh.
Yep, thank you for giving that. So like somewhere that's like pointing, I think between like Prosper, Hidden, and like away from Silver's Wreck.
Which
like
one of these is going to be the final boss location? We need to determine that before we go there.
Oh, you fool.
Oh no.
So with that information though, you're in Water Bastard country.
Oh, fun. I'm excited.
It's unmistakable because like the further you go in, like the last like 2 days have been just like dealing with like so much fog and mist. The lights you have are like working real well, or at least they worked well for a while. But at a certain point, it just becomes so thick. It becomes so thick that like the lights don't really penetrate it. The best the lights can do is like maybe illuminate a few feet ahead. Frankly, it's like that old Scooby-Doo pea soup.
I don't think any of us know what pea soup is.
Rusty cuts out a circle. Rusty cuts out a circle of the fog and eats it.
Eats like a donut. So
he
like
floats away.
You're in an area that has been said like there's fucking pirates around here. So what do you think each of you would be doing? Would you be like preparing? Would you be watching? What would you probably be doing?
Watching. Probably making sure everybody's good. As
I think
always.
everybody's if you're doing like kind of like the watch, like keeping out in the deck and shit, you're probably getting like a lot of cold shoulders from your folks.
Oh.
Just kind of like it's not so much that they're like being particularly rude, it's just that they're not really responding to you.
Yeah, yet again.
Well, last time it was like out of like kind of fucked upness at people dying. This time it's just like it's kind of like at disrespect.
Oh man. The worst.
What would Lug be doing right now?
I think Lug is kind of pacing around his workshop, not really particularly doing anything right now. I do think that he does have his rifle propped up nearby the door, though.
Okay. Which rifle was that?
The one with the engravements.
Oh,
the
right. The bolt action. Okay. Yeah. And what would Giuseppe probably be doing?
Okay, so Giuseppe isn't allowed in the kitchen anymore.
No. You do note that everybody's a lot less pissed off about the food now. And people are actually every once in a while complimenting it. Like, that's never a thing you've heard.
Sure.
A couple of your Velcrones assumed that you had made it, and you probably... Would you have, like, corrected them? Like, I didn't make this.
I would probably just shrug my shoulders.
So you're allowing them to be like, wow, Giuseppe's so good at cooking now.
I don't know.
He's too drunk to understand what's happening, don't worry.
I'm not that drunk anymore.
What you mean is you just avoid the question.
Yeah.
You kind of go, no. You don't give an answer.
Wow, Giuseppe, did you make this food? I don't know.
Well, you know.
Oh no, I
Um,
drank a bottle of scotch, blacked out, and there's this wonderful chicken in front.
Like, Lost and Found are doing some interesting things. Like, you've never heard of like a brine, but they're like making brine out of like, fish bones and shit, and like a bit of salt water. And it's like you've always known that like salt water bad, but like they make it good.
Holy shit.
Like there's a lot of fish in the diet, but it's like often cut with like different kinds of zests or spices, or at the very least like other side dishes, so they're not just eating just the fish.
It's just fish. Oh, thank
It's just
God.
fish. One thing that I think we didn't really we didn't talk about what Giuseppe's doing. What is Giuseppe doing? He's not in the kitchen no more.
And
I don't think he'd be in his private quarters right now if he has those. I think maybe he's just at the bar, like maybe taking inventories of his stuff and sort of just like trying to pass the time. He's not drinking. He's just like polishing stuff or
So like the only
maybe
one
like
actually like prepared for pirate
I'm
is
prepared, like,
in
in
a
that I'm
weird way
getting my
Rusty.
inventory ready and can like grab it at a moment's notice.
You can grab your booze the moment shit goes upwards. I get it.
Why are we painting Giuseppe as irresponsible now? This boat is
You're the one that said you just said he's irresponsible because it's like, hi, I'm in pirate country. I'm gonna be just taking inventory. One bottle
For
of
now,
scotch.
maybe he was
Two
just about
bottle
to
of
go
scotch.
out.
One bottle.
I meant more like I meant more like his like personal inventory, not the drinks.
his personal drinks.
Okay, but the point is that you're not
Okay,
on the
never mind.
lookout.
Okay, we'll accept this.
Okay, so you are just like kind of looking over your stuff.
He knows the pirates are gonna steal shit. He wants to find out what is gonna be there and what's not afterward.
Okay. One thing I think we forgot about was that you had about a week to be working on something. Wind. What were you working on in your workshop?
Lug has been making wireframe miniature of what he's wanting the boat to be. Just something kind of to help him visualize.
Yeah, that'll probably shave off a little bit of time since like you don't have to plan later on. We'll figure out like how long it'll take based on how big you want it to truly be, but that's like for later. What would you like? I'm thinking you have two vehicles just in your little like dock garage thing. Are people using those in this situation, or are they still docked?
I think it'd be too foggy for them to find their way back.
That's certainly an idea. You're keeping them close to keep them safe.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like allow the use of them if things did like happen though?
Probably.
Okay.
Rusty would. Rusty'd be fine with it.
So I think at this point, like the fog truly is getting like very, very thick. It's like super difficult to see anything just about. As I think the only one like really out on the deck and looking around, Rusty, can I get a? I guess I'll call it act under fire.
This is
a
good.
cool roll.
This is gonna be good.
Yeah. What were your marked stats again? I always forget this shit. Let me write this down.
Hard and sharp. Sorry.
This is gonna be good.
You know what? It actually makes more sense for it to be sharp, frankly, because you're like looking at shit. We're gonna say it's sharp just to avoid that.
Okay.
Sorry, this is me kind of going waffling a bit, but
We're doomed.
It's fine.
Okay, maybe
Everything's fine.
to actually be outside with a loaded gun?
Okay, well that's much better. Thank you, Psychic Bot.
yeah, sorry about that thing, but like I'm just like kind of waffling because like cool and sharp are like often kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, they're intermixed depending on the situation.
Sharp is more like seeing the shit.
Yeah, I'm
cool
reading a
situation. Okay, so you're out on the deck and you're like looking in the direction of like that the lights are looking, which is like the very front.
Mm-hmm.
And like every once in a while, like you see lots of shapes in the just in the fog, like things that are not there. Like you'll see it, you'll think that there's like animals, and you'll hear strange sounds, and you could swear that there's like movement through the water because of the ripples, but you still pass them by and nothing happens. But you start seeing a pretty large object that you're going straight towards, and you're pretty sure your lights are actually like shining at them. Like it's a weird way of like telling if it's real, but you think the lights are
actually
doing something,
reflecting off of something.
The Exodius heading straight for something large and stationary.
And pointing.
and
I love
pointing.
things that are large and stationary.
Rusty's gonna freak out a little bit. Like, holy shit. Holy shit. Oh no. Oh god. Oh no.
The people around you, I think, are just like looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing?
Is anybody important to me close? Like Nickel, Zinc, Lyra probably.
I think Nickel and Zinc are off, like sifting through the storehouse. I think Lyra is the only one that's just kind of hanging around you.
Okay, I want to ask Lyra to see if she sees this thing as well.
What? And she looks over and like kind of has to like really squint. And he's like, "We should stop. We should stop. How do we get this to stop?" Rusty!
Rusty kind of
Rusty, how do we stop this thing?
Rusty panics with her.
Oh fuck! Is Rusty actually gonna do anything?
He's gonna try to run to Giuseppe because he only know. Or actually, you know what? The workshop would be closer, correct?
Yeah, it would
I'm
definitely.
gonna go run to Lug, because Lug would know.
I think I'm no longer trusted around here.
No, it's just that Lug's closer.
You lose the kitchen, you lose everything.
So Lug,
Sorry,
you're just pacing around, looking at your nice little wireframe, like nice.
Nice.
The only calm in this horrid moment.
Yeah, and then I'm so sorry, but like you hear, and then bam, something smacks open your door, and your wireframe falls on the ground. And there's Rusty, and behind him is Lyra.
Blood jumps. He's on edge already, and that did not help at all. At all.
Rusty will speak whenever he stops like crying from laughing.
Why'd you make that noise?
What, the dumpa dumpas?
Yes.
I'm sorry, that's like
That's so good.
wood walking running, right?
That was so good.
Yes, the sound of wood knocking.
No, I didn't tippy tap.
That's exactly what Rusty would sound like far away. It's the problem.
Okay, I'm sorry for tapping.
So what is Rusty doing?
Look! How do you stop? Doesn't explain further.
Yeah, this is new. This is new for y'all, isn't it? Like you've never really had to stop the boat suddenly.
No, we haven't.
There's never been something just in front of you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be tugging and pulling at his fucking overalls real quick. Not overalls, but the fucking work apron. I'm so sorry. The straps of the work apron. I'm gonna be like,
He's probably got overalls too.
Overall.
Shaking him a little bit.
Mom, how do we stop this thing?
Yeah.
Lug kind of looks around in like mortified confusion for a moment before he realizes this thing is the boat. He pushes Rusty off unceremoniously and jogs to whichever engine is closest. I forget, is the workshop on the left or right?
It doesn't matter too much. The only one that's any different is like the bastard or whatever the hell we called it.
Cagey fucker.
Yeah, the cagey fucker. And the cagey fucker I think is on the back.
Yeah, he's run into.
So what are you looking to do in like the hole? Like how are you hoping to stop this thing?
Turn off the engines.
Okay, you didn't decide to tell anyone else to do that. You're just one-manning it.
I don't think they know.
No, we don't.
I mean, like I'd say that like
maybe the Velcros and millionaires.
I'd say that if you want to do it all by yourself, I'm going to need a roll. But if you tell other people to do it, whether or not they do it well, the only way to get them all off in time is if you have more than just yourself doing it.
Do I run by anyone?
Well, there's Rusty and Lyra.
Yeah, off the list.
Okay.
I'm sure.
I mean, you've got a couple of the randos. Vibrabin and Rise are around. Vibrabin is one of the Velcrones, and Rise is one of the millionaires.
I think Lug stops for a moment to get both their attention. You do know how to turn off the engines.
Vibrabin's just like, what the fuck is an engine? But Rise is like, duh.
Off. Turn them off, please. And Lug continues then after like just a very quick, unceremonial, just like, hey, do this fucking thing. To go turn off whatever he can turn off before, is it Rise you said?
Yep.
Before Rise gets to their part.
Alrighty. I think,
I
Rusty,
think at this point... Oh, sorry.
Oh, go on.
That's right. I think at this point Giuseppe has started to hear commotion on the deck and very quickly shoves all of his stuff into whatever knapsack he has, except for his knife gun, and then just runs out to see what's going on.
You see Rusty and Lyra kind of staring dumbfounded at like Lug booking it across the raft, and you also see Vibrbin and Rise kind of like doing a little jog, not nearly as fast as Lug, towards the back of the ship or the boat, the raft.
What's going on, guys? Are we being attacked by pirates again? I mean,
Vibrbin's like,
we've never been attacked by pirates, so not again. Just
Vibrbin's just like, fuck if I know.
Rusty frantically
The engines. I don't know what about.
Rusty frantically points to the front of the boat at the thing out in the fog.
Yeah, I'll say you. At this point, you're very close, so you just see it. There's like a large looming shadow.
Yep, that looks pretty. That looks pretty. Someone please like stop the front of the boat, please. I run over there to see if there's like a way to like put water resistance up at the front to like stop it faster.
There certainly is not,
We-
unless you like put yourself in front of it, and then I don't know if
I don't think
Do
that'd
Do we have
be
any
enough.
sails or anything to like
Is that
catch the
vehicular
wind, catch the
manslaughter?
inertia?
you have your emergency sail.
I think I want to deploy that so we like stop fast. If we cut the engines now, we're still likely going to go for a bit.
Yeah, I think at this point, at least, yeah, we'll say like Lug, you've managed to get to your engine. You like quick like flip it off, and it like shuts off easily. Rise and Vibrbin probably figured it out by now and have shut theirs off. You got one running still, and you've raised a sail, hoping to, I guess, like give more resistance.
Hopefully the wind's in the correct direction for that.
Yeah, like it makes sense. I get what Apon's trying to do,
Yeah.
but that
I
only
think that there's
works
just
if
no
the
wind
wind is
around
on
here.
our
Is
side.
the thing.
So
I don't know. I don't trust the
Well,
wind already.
Once again, I said
Fuck wind.
there's like no air movement in this area.
so
Like,
that's
there's no wind.
useless. To put the
I mean,
sail
no,
down's
if
pretty
you're going
much.
forward, it's useful, but like it acts as a parachute.
This idea made sense in my head.
That's fine.
I think Lyra's run off to the last engine, managed to cut it off. You can see the object. It's pretty tall. Like it's probably 3 times as like tall as like all y'all combined. Well, not combined, but like all y'all. So like we're saying like maybe 15 feet tall, and
Oh.
it just looks like a big mound of something, just kind of bobbing in like the water.
I want to get close to it and take a closer examination of the thing.
It's a
Carefully.
Big egg.
You don't have to try because like the ship's still moving forward.
Yeah, but I want to
and,
carefully do
like,
it.
Okay, you're at the front of the boat. Yeah, like it's coming.
Okay. Can I see any kind of features on it?
It looks like it just kind of looks like a big mound of like junk and dirt, like silt and sediment and mud, and as well as like plastic and wood and like bits and bobs.
Oh, so it's fine.
Oh, it's just Prosper.
I found
But
Prosper already.
if there's nothing else, y'all like any like last minute emergency shit, you are still not exactly like moving at a super high pace, but like you know that you're gonna bump.
I mean, is there much we can do? I'm
I
sure
don't know.
there is somewhere. Somewhere. I want to get a little closer to it though. Rusty's curious.
Okay, you get a bit closer. You get to basically like the edge of your boat when it like it's a big old crunch.
Oh.
Cause like it's like you're not exactly like you've got momentum. You're a big object, and if you're moving at all, there's momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And you just kind of like crunch into the side of this thing. And so when you're like taking a closer look, you kind of just like against it. You're just like, this is cool.
Fly on the windshield.
But there's a I'll say somewhat significant rent into the well, more like a dent really
in the Exodia.
in Zodiac. Yeah.
Well, you said it was like dirt and metal stuff. I want to kind of.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
I wanna
guys. It's
scrap.
fixable. Trust me.
I
We'll
want to
fix
kind of.
it soon.
I want to kind of dig in the dirt a little bit. That's a new thing to me. Well, not new, but like rare.
Yay, dirt.
I never get to dig in dirt.
Yeah, this is probably a very rare thing because it's not like a mountain home, and it's not like a normal thing, and it's somehow just kind of floating there.
Yeah, it's dirt I can dig into.
We're not in a populated area. The locals won't get pissed off if you just start digging.
Yeah.
But I think like since you're kind of like still the most like I suppose looking around. Like, everyone's outside now. Everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is that? That is large and pointing. You notice it pretty quick that there is more moving shadows in around you. And you don't like feel like they're the same shadows that you remember that just kind of like flitted about and weren't really a thing. You're hearing motors.
Oh,
And you hear like cruel, like kind of like mocking voices.
Where is Lug by now?
Where would Luck be? That's up to you.
I think he's kind of come to the front of the boat. He's grabbed his rifle. He has it kind of to his side, but like he hasn't.
Giuseppe's called an all hands on deck, if assuming everyone wasn't already on deck.
There's only one deck, so I think everybody's on it.
Everyone like to a certain area instead of being scattered about.
Okay, so what are y'all? I don't know. What are you doing?
panicking.
I'm like still confused at what's going on, but I'm just like pointing my gun around to see if there's anything I need to shoot.
panicking more,
Calm down
seeing
there, Lug.
Giuseppe.
Okay, so I think like the motors start to like it starts to be obvious that like there's like vehicles around you, and they're circling you, and people are not in a not in a nice way.
Oh boy.
And you hear the whispers from some of your crew. Water bastards. The water bastards. It's them. What do we do?
Bastard.
And I think Nicola and Zink are back at you now. It's like, what should we do?
Rusty
I'm in,
doesn't fucking know.
I'm in favor of jumping out of the boat.
What?
Giuseppe, we can't do that. What? Why would you
What?
suggest that?
I'm not. I don't know. You don't know, honestly. That I didn't mean to speak that out loud.
Hey, question. Is there anything weird with the capital W about the fucking ball?
I don't think you really feel anything from it.
Nothing. Okay, we got nothing in the ball.
But you do feel something as like objects go whizzing by your heads.
Actually, I want to read a sitch.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
You get one question on the
Yeah.
research questions.
what's my enemy's true position?
I think you're looking out, at these shadows as they like begin to like you feel like, oh shit, they're shooting at us. But you catch a glimpse of like a very strange shining coming from one of the shadows, and you're very sure that the most accurate shots, like of the few that like came in, are coming right from there. And since you've like realized this, you can pretty easily keep a track of like where that strange glint is going, so long as you're like still looking at it. So, I guess to make it simple, how are you preparing for a legit fight? You have your like, and not just you, but everybody. Like, you have your vehicles, you have like you have your gangs. What are you doing?
Well, I want to see and ask if my wonderful, wonderful cult members are ready with their arms, and if not, I want to help them.
I think they're
Just
already
speed it up.
armed, plenty.
Okay, that's good. I didn't know if they had like grabbed that
I
already.
think to make a apparently difficult decision short, I think Thistle in particular is like already like kind of right there, readied up,
Oh hell yeah!
and she's got like
Oh, no.
she's got two things. She's got a real big mean machete strapped to her like side, and she's got a real big mean looking revolver in her hands.
Ooh.
And she grabs you, Rusty, and is like,
Okay.
"Come on, we're gonna fuck them up."
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
He gets
go on.
his. Oh, you go. Yeah.
no, actually, no. It would make more sense for you to go.
Okay. Rusty's gonna grab his wonderful, wonderful iridescent knife, and
Okay, yeah.
you know what? That hurting knife as well. He's gonna have the hurting knife on hand. Not particularly out just yet, because he knows that thing's can fuck somebody up real bad.
Right.
So he's just gonna have the iridescent knife in his hand, but the hurting knife ready and available.
Okay. I think that just to understand what's going on is that it's very obvious that Thistle is running over to the little dock garage you've got, and is looking to take you on a boat. Several of your cult members are already like trying to load up on there, and she like goes over to one and like plops you down on it, and they're like, it's obvious it's a little too full, so they like hoist one of the passengers out, and they're just like, oh, what the fuck, come on. We're gonna say it's Khaki.
Good.
Oh
Fuck
my
Khaki.
Khaki's like bodily thrown out as Thistle like hops on.
I love Thistle so much.
And
Why
I
is my
think
crew strafing with each other?
I think Thistle like pushes you towards the helm and is like drive.
I don't know.
But before
Is this one of our small boats or like one of our big ones?
you don't have big ones.
Is this Love Supreme or Greasy
Don't we
Pinky?
have-
I'm gonna
Oh.
say Greasy Pinky because last I remember, Love Supreme's
Okay.
kind of.
Yeah, that's what I.
To bring this up, I've got it here in a note. I'll go ahead and just paste this into the Discord.
Okay, so you have notes. Better notes
Yep.
than I, perhaps.
The Greasy
Boats.
Pinky has speed 1, armor 1, massive 1, so it's kind of small. It's got some armor, and it's it's got some speed to it. It has a strength in that it is uncomplaining, so like it can take some wear and it won't like freak out. It is a kind of a sleek looking handcrafted thing. It's obviously made with love from whoever like you took it from bodily and bloodily. The
Oh.
problem is that it's very loud. It coughs and it's just like it's obvious. It's like somebody stuck. You know how like kids stick like baseball cards in like the spokes of their wheels? It's like
Yes.
that, but for a fucking actual engine.
That's great. I love that.
The Love Supreme. Where's the Love Supreme's strengths and weaknesses?
It's slow.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Love Supreme. It's pretty slow, but it's easier to handle. Like your driving is easier with it, and it's bigger. Its strength is that it's a workhorse, in that if it gets to doing something, it's gonna do it, but it is kind of slow, like slower than its normal speed. Slow, like it won't get there quick, but it'll do it. This one is like it looks muscular in that it's like wide and imposing, like it's bigger than a boat probably should be, and it's like pretty flashy because it's got sick flames painted on the side.
I love that still.
You're on the Greasy Pinky.
Yippee.
Before we continue with you, who else was having things they're doing?
I kind of want to do something. I think by now Lug kind of pulls out his rifle. He's following that glint. He's getting ready to aim as these bullets are whizzing past him and his friends. And he's gonna try and take that shot, but he's trying to do this under fire. Because he is getting fired at, right?
I think that like the bullets are haphazard. It's not like someone's shooting at you, but it's sounding like you're trying to like put pressure on whoever is like seems to be like the most capable in their area. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think that'd be correct.
Yeah, I think doing something under fire would be fine to like try and disable whatever that is.
Alright.
But before we do any rolls, what is Giuseppe doing, and what is his crew doing? They count as a small gang now, so
Okay. I want the crew near me, of course. All three of them.
okay. I'm gonna
I feel like Giuseppe's still in like a panic, but he's like getting his composure back. And if Lug is going after like the point he saw, and Rusty is getting in the boat, then he wants to stay on deck in case anyone tries to board.
okay.
He like wants to like just basically stand like back to back with everyone. Well, maybe not back to
Right.
back,
You're
but just
you're
like
gonna be like you're in reserve. You're not like running out there. You're like seeing if anybody can get someone in like a bad situation and then capitalize. Is what you're saying.
yeah, like getting everyone like making sure everyone on deck is composed in case things start happening. He has his knife gun out and probably his little Swiss Army knife right to his side. I don't believe he has the shrapnel gun on him. I think that he may have that in storage at the moment because it's so heavy and unwieldy to use.
Right.
If anyone were to use it, it would be Bung who would have to go grab it.
Right. I think on the small boats, I think fills up. I'll say completely with your cultists. You've got I think 5 per. Maybe there's like 6 or 7 on the Love Supreme. So it's you, Thistle, and 3 others who all decide who they are if it comes up on your boat. The ones that are left behind are, I suppose, like kind of just going into Giuseppe's little like whole deal. Like they're helping you out. Okay, let's get some rolls going. You're trying to disable that glint. Go ahead and
Yeah.
roll act under fire.
So that is cool. But
Sure is.
I want to use Spooky Intense, which is when you do something under fire, roll plus weird.
Okay,
That's plus
Ooh.
2.
Holy shit.
that's a whole 12, ain't it?
Holy shit. Thanks, Sidekick Bot.
Like
Um,
basically tell me what happens, frankly.
Again, Lug's pulled out his rifle, and he kind of this glint's going a bit faster than like a person would, so he can't really just kind of eyeball it. He can't really just kind of do a pot shot. He tries to lead his shot on, and he leads it pretty well.
Okay, so that I'll say you don't have to reload after this because you do take just like the single shot instead of like doing the like actual battle thing, which is you're shooting your clip. I think you fire and you don't so much see anything, but you hear like something like glass cracking and then a scream.
Oh god.
And then you can't see
Yeah.
that glint anymore and the bullets aren't coming as hard.
Glass.
I think hey, Giuseppe has a move that does some cool things in regards to like his opening brain, right?
I have Battlefield Instincts that lets me open my brain with a hard roll instead of a weird roll, but only while I'm in combat.
Okay. Let me do Set's thing real quick, and
I kind of want to do that, but I don't know if I want Giuseppe to break down immediately right now.
Well, that's a thing that could happen at any time.
Okay.
That's depression,
so-
babe.
So, Rusty, you've been
Yes.
pushed towards the helm and you're
Oh.
told to go. What are you doing?
Well, I guess I'm figuring it out, because Rusty sure as hell don't know what to do. Is there a move I can use or some shit to, like... Actually, you know what? I want to figure out how to use this fucking boat. Because...
You're gonna go for it?
Yeah, because I know Thistle's probably like, come on, let's go. Pumped to hell up constantly at him.
Yeah, like Thistle has at this point like pulled out the machete, so like right hand like revolver, left hand machete, and
Someone's
she's
gonna
just
lose
kind of
a
like
head here.
she's just like she is like frankly like a little too waving around too much.
Rusty's on the brink of fucking tears. What the fuck?
I think you figure it out well enough.
Okay, that's good.
That you start to pull out as the Love Supreme pulls out at the same time, and you've turned I think in opposite directions, circling around the Exodia when the three sources of bullets that are coming out from different directions make themselves known. They get close enough that they have their own lights on them, and like they've turned them on. There's three different boats coming at you, or at least at the Exodia. One of which has somebody who is like kind of holding, I think, their cheek, just like a pretty bloody gash around their cheek, and a slightly ruined gun. The other two sporting some other bastards who are probably on the water, called water bastards. I think Thistle points at the guy with the like busted cheek, and like goes, "That one."
Rusty, it just like kind of steers the ship in that direction.
All right,
Can't believe
Alright.
Thistle kill steals.
Giuseppe, do you think that opening your brain is a good idea right now?
So basically, we're surrounded by like 3 ships. They're all like firing rapidly at each other, and we don't know what's going on.
They're kind of enfilading you. They aren't like accurate. It seems more like they're just trying to make you like. Well, it depends. Like they could hurt you. They're guns. They're basically shooting at the Exodia, just not in any sort of like accurate way.
Give me a second to look at something.
Okay. I would say that like it's probably a good idea. It's never a bad idea to open your brain.
Of course, that's your favorite.
Except for that one time Apom opened his brain and all those
That
hands
one-
started reaching out at him.
Yeah, that one time when I opened my brain and gained a fear of this.
Well, let's be honest. You didn't like do it about like a rival or a person trying to murder you. This time you're very focused on the people trying to kill you. Because Battlefield Instincts is like you get information about the people who you're fighting, I think, or about the battle you're in. I forget. Let me look.
Yeah, it says like the MC tells me something new and interesting about the current situation.
That's a
That's if
Gun
like you get a
lugger?
plus 12.
no. Is that a gunlugger move?
No, I'm looking at the open your brain to the world
No,
psychic
I'm
maelstrom
looking
description.
I'm looking at Battlefield Instincts, which is when you open
Oh.
roll hard, but only in battle. So okay, it can be about the situation. It's just you have to be
I
fighting.
know. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. So, I guess like to figure out like how Giuseppe opens his brain at the moment, like maybe just like drops to
You
the
probably
floor
just panic.
suddenly?
You probably just panic.
Yeah, probably panicking.
Like you hyperventilate and you like kind of like curl up a bit, and then just like your defenses lower.
Yeah.
Go
So you'd
ahead
like
and
me
roll
to
for
do
that.
that?
Go ahead. Yeah, I think I've got something in mind.
Sorry if I'm like not being super good at like opening brain stuff. I haven't done it much.
Man, it's fine.
You're the character with like
Look.
lower
Well,
weird
good enough.
anyway.
Well, he can
He's
do
got
hard
lowest.
now is the thing.
Yeah.
He got that move.
Only in battle.
But that's pretty good.
It's really good though.
So how is it that we considered how you usually open your brain?
Something like a record spinning, like a tune plays in his head.
You think of rhythm.
Yeah.
And like that rhythm's always with you. It's just that you try to tap into it. But this time, like the rhythm is like completely erratic, and it sets you off something fierce until the point that the rhythm just isn't a thing you're thinking about. Instead, it's like more of a rhythm of like gunshots and like explosions. You know, sort of like you're going through some sort of fucked up flashback without having to actually experience anything. And like just unfiltered images enter your mind, and you see like a giant, just a horrifying, massive shadow standing over somebody who's kneeling. And that person is like, you recognize them vaguely. You're pretty sure it's you're pretty sure it's like they've got the same like fucked up rent in their cheek that the one man has now. And the giant is like basically doing some sort of like, they're giving a command to stay away or to like withhold something, and the person kneeling is like nodding along, but they have a knife against their own, like a knife like hidden behind their back as they kneel. And then you kind of come back to yourself and you're still panicking, and it's still like a horrible situation, but you're not being like, you're not having information sucked into your brain. Rusty,
Oh.
you're trying to get to that boat, right?
Yep.
Okay. If you're trying to get there, do you think that you'd probably be using a vehicle move, right?
Yeah.
Probably like, well, the
There
ones
they
we've
are.
got are overtake or outdistance, but I don't think you're doing either of those. I think
Rusty creates a vehicle in the spur of the moment.
Thistle says something to you, and she says, "Here's your first lesson." And then she like kind of like shoves you like closer to the wheel. Gosh, and she's like, "Cut off the head, and the body will fall." And she
What the fuck?
she like she's basically just trying to push you to go straight at that vehicle, or at least like close enough that you get like real close. So if you wanted to follow her instructions, that'd probably be a board a moving vehicle move.
Wouldn't that be shoulder another, or would shouldering be something different in this situation?
Shouldering is more like you're trying to hit them,
Okay.
like off the road or into a bad situation.
Okay, so
If you want to do that, like you can go ahead. Like
I mean, you're hitting them into a pretty bad situation here. Let's be honest.
either way, it's a roll plus cool, baby.
hell yeah.
-1, hell yeah. Let's see. So it's a roll plus cool minus the ship speed to board.
The difference in their speeds.
No difference in the speeds. Okay.
I'm gonna say they're slower than you, so I think you get a plus from that. Yeah, if you can go faster, like you're able to get on more easily, I think.
Okay.
Well, who knows? Let's see. We'll say that for now. If like I ever find out like, oh, if you're going too fast, blah blah blah, but you have control over your speed is the thing. So give yourself a +1 to this.
Okay, so don't add anything to it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just rolling pure roll.
And
Okay.
good enough.
It's alright.
So to board a moving vehicle, 10 plus, you're on me, you made it look easy. It's a +1 forward. 7 to 9, you're like on, but Jesus. On a miss, you're either hanging for dear life or you're down in your luck. Or you're down in good luck to you.
Well.
So what does Rusty do?
Well, I'm pushed up against the wheel by Khaki. I'm trying my hardest to steer.
Well, by Thistle.
Or Thistle, sorry. Khaki got thrown out, I'm so sorry.
Yep.
Or Thistle, yeah, Thistle's like, do this, do that. I don't know why I gave her Rusty voice for a moment. But Rusty's freaking out. He's panicking. He tries to steer over to the moving boat's direction the best he can while being yelled at, while panicking, and while pushed up against the wheel. He slips.
He slips?
He slips.
Like he slips out the boat?
No, he slips off the wheel to the side.
Okay. What does that do?
Well, that lets me hit the vehicle so then I could get on it.
So like
I'll be-
he accidentally does what he was trying to
yeah,
do.
he just accidentally does it.
Okay,
Full
So
accident.
okay, I got it. So
This'll perceives it as just a really badass move. It's like, whoa, look at all that flame.
you're basically like about to smash into it, but you like fuck it up and you don't smash in a
Yeah.
weird way. Instead they just kind of like get real close, and like they weren't like expecting that, and you see very clearly like that they're kind of dressed for boarding actions. Like they've got besides the guy with the nice gun that has a now broken scope thing, they've got 3 people with like weird crude axes and like car door shields. And Thistle like grabs you again and like hops over into their boat with you,
Well, I guess I'm on the boat.
Shit.
swinging the whole horrible machete all the time. The rest of the people on your boat are just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, same.
Should we? What?
Me too.
But you are on there.
Um,
What is Lug doing?
What does Lug see right now?
What is Lug see?
Like where so there's 3 boats, we know that, and they're all circling. One of them is being boarded, so he's probably not gonna want to do anything with that. Oh, I do still have that. Do I have that?
What do you have?
The firebomb?
Yeah, you never really used it.
yeah, I haven't used them yet, so.
And I do have that nice lighter. I think a firebomb would be a good way to disperse a boat. A nice small boat. I think a fire would push people out.
Yeah, if you can dunk that real good. I think the thing is that like the fog is making it pretty difficult to see a lot of shit, and you weren't keeping too much track of like the other 2 boats. You were pretty like you're still looking at like your handiwork. So if you want to see them, I'd say you'd have to probably roll keep an eye out. And like we'll just say like on a 10 plus you get a +1 forward. 7 to 9 you get to do what you want to do. On a miss though, you're not going to be able to see that boat anymore, and it'll be gone for you. Yeah, roll that. If you do well enough, then you'll get to do what you. Oh. Yeah, I think.
Oh.
That boat, at the very least, is like you're searching for it real hard. That boat's gone into the mist, and you're not sure what the fuck it is.
Fuck.
I think now I get to make a move as hard as I'd like. I'll say while you're looking for it, it reappears and does a sort of a like real rude strafing, and it kind of like there's a lot of bullets flying, and very few of them hit you at all, but one does, and it does 2 harm. And like if you don't want to get hit more, you'll have to like get yourself behind something.
Should I do that now or wait till like
Probably
other
now.
people go? I think, yeah.
Like
Where's
essentially
the-
saying like you'll have to get behind something, and they're going to continue trying to shoot at you, so you'll be kind of suppressed. If you want to do anything at that point, it'll be acting under fire.
Let's jump behind like the cover of the workshop. Lug kind of like he takes that hit, and that's his cue to just kind of bolt it to the workshop and kind of like sort of almost diving into the door. Not quite. He doesn't really leave the ground, but he goes inside for a moment to catch his breath.
Right, you're shooting out from like behind the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, every once in a while, there's just like a bunch of pitter patters against the wood and splinters flying as a bunch of like horrible bastards shoot like small Uzis at you, like bullets that can't get really through or do much damage, but that scale you like are kind of scary all the same.
Right.
Giuseppe, what are you using your very nice group for?
Okay, so I saw a vision of a giant and like a little man with a knife.
How do you interpret that?
Am I the giant or are they the giant?
I think
thinking.
like you got the feeling that the giant is like, since they were kneeling, the giant is someone that they serve, and that the knife behind their back might be something like that they're doing something against their orders.
I think I may need to I think maybe time for diplomacy. If I can yell loud enough to get diplomacy.
I mean, you're already in it. I don't know how diplomatized you can get these people. They're pirates also.
I mean, I'd like to see if like I can like try to see like if I can get an advantage somehow. I don't know if I could get them to my side at this point, honestly.
If you're looking for things to possibly do, remember that there are the other tactical and
each
support
is the
moves,
one.
like laying down fire there's always seize by force, the good old standby, but there's also stand
I guess
overwatch
I
for an
should
ally.
I guess I should use a combat move. Let me take a look over everything again.
It depends on what you like to do, what you think that Giuseppe is going to do.
I think at the most for now, Giuseppe would like to get control of the situation, so later he could do his work. So I guess he would like to go into some sort of. Would subterfuge be good here? Subterfuge.
If you're trying to lay someone into a trap, I don't think you have any time to like lay
Yeah,
a
I
trap
guess
at this
not.
point.
Okay. Maybe just keep an eye out for now. See if they're trying to start a direct assault yet. Like send people out. I can just do seize by force if that would be best.
I mean, it's like keep an eye out feels like something you do before somebody's already on you.
Okay.
Seize by force is just an attack, frankly, but there's also lay down fire.
There's also stand overwatch.
Yeah,
I
stand
don't know if, like,
overwatch. I would say that's all right.
I don't know if like there's any like particular one alley I need to cover at the moment. I think like we're all under attack.
I think that
Are rest of your lug in my visibility point at this?
Lug is on your deck, so you can definitely see him.
Okay, I think I might actually want to stand overwatch for Lug in case he's in danger. He did just take a bad shot.
Okay.
So like I see him over there, and like I like signal my group to hold their ground while I like move closer to him to see if anything's going on.
Okay, so basically, like, if those dudes try to suppress Lug again, like, you're gonna, like, fuck them up, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, go ahead and roll for that.
This would be a cool roll, I believe. I don't think it would be affected by my you call this hot because it's not a.
Yeah, it's not doing something under fire. Ouch.
God, fucking.
Oh, yikes.
You don't have a plus cool at all?
Nope, I have 0 cool.
Okay. Owie. You're still able to warn them, but you can't attack, is the thing.
God.
Oofa doofa.
Thanks, Psychic.
But of course, considering it's a miss, I can make any particular move as hard as I'd like. So hey,
Oh
who knows?
boy.
So Rusty, you're standing. Well, I don't know if you're standing. You were kind of pulled bodily in. Are you standing?
I'm on my knees. Hands and knees.
You're on your
right
knees
now.
on an unfamiliar boat in front of a bunch of unfamiliar people with a woman who looks way too into this.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Freaking out. As always. I'm going to see that. Oh shit! I need to do something. If I don't do something now, it's going to go wrong very, very fast.
You better think of something. I'll think of something.
Yeah, I'll think of
Good
something.
thinking.
I wanna seize one of those fucking car door shields, cause that's a problem.
Okay.
That's an issue that I see as Rusty. Does that be a seize by force?
She just grabs the shield and forcibly pushes it into them, like trying to hit them with it.
I thought you were about to say he just forces this down his throat and eats it. Like, I freaking no. Okay, but I want to seize by force that shield.
So do you want to like take the shield?
I want
is
to
what you're
take the
saying?
shield. I want to take the
Okay.
shield.
You don't want to just get in there into their position. You want to like.
I want to grab it.
You want to take it.
I
Okay.
want to take it. Gimme.
Okay. I think that at this point you've got your other folks hopping on as well. So I'll say that you have like a small gang to combat their small gang on their boat.
Okay.
So would you like to? Well, you're probably gonna be using the gang, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You're doing what you're doing, but like you're doing it as a group.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose go ahead and roll seize by force.
Yay.
Okay,
That's
good enough.
the
You
bare
get to choose
minimum.
one. Or
Finally,
choose
we're
two,
getting
actually.
some good rolls.
I always forget you get to choose two in this. So what are you doing?
I want to take control of it, and I want to impress, dismay, and or frighten my enemy. I want to, like, oh shit, this motherfucker just took my shield. Fucked up. Yo, fucked up.
Okay. So I think, how are you doing that? How are you stealing their shield? How are you, like, doing this maneuver?
I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna
You're jumping.
spring straight from my hands and knees up at
Golly.
this person
Okay.
and just grab the shield and
So,
try
like,
to tear
you-
it from him.
So do you spring onto their shield?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Golly. So, you leap like a... I don't even know how to describe the leap you do, but you go from, like, on your knees kneeling to, like, 6-foot vertical jump. And you land on their shield, and they're like, this is too heavy, and I can't deal with this. So it kind of just gets wrenched out of their arm.
Yes.
I think, what's the weapon you have right now?
I've
You've got the iridescent
the
knife.
iridescent knife and the hurting knife.
Okay, which are you using?
I'm currently using the iridescent one.
Okay. I think, like, your knife simultaneously also comes down on their hand, so like if they wanted to hold it, they can't. And you like kind of just roll into a heap on the ground with the shield up before you take several like axe hits, mostly to the shield, but one like slices at your shoulder, dealing 2 harm.
Armor penetrating or no?
No,
Okay.
I'll tell you if it's armor penetrating.
Okay.
Please remember.
I'm sorry, it's
Uh,
just like,
No, I understand. It's just like I'm saying. Please remember, everybody, if you have armor, to subtract.
that's
from
why I
harm.
asked.
I think in this same maneuver, that's like, so you've taken that shit, but you're also terrifying people because you just did it like you turn into a frog momentarily. And I think like everybody's really kind of like on you, and Thistle just kind of like points her fucking revolver at it, like the other like shield guy's head, and just blows it off.
Oh.
And then she just like like really nonchalantly just kind of like plucks the shield from his falling body, holsters her revolver, and kind of just does a sword and board kind of like maneuver where she's got like left arm shield, right arm machete.
God.
Your other I think one person's still on the boat, but you've got 2 other folks hopping on with you who also aid in this. I just noticed the image. Okay, who is on with you? You know what? Let's have you choose. Do you have a list of your people?
I do
can
have
just.
a list of my people.
Okay. Tell me who's with you.
I remember, I think it was Pallet. Pallet got pissy.
Yeah. Pellet got beat up by Thistle.
Yeah, and got pissy whenever she found out that I went and killed Linark
Right.
without her. So I'm going to assume she's like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure I'm in on this action, so I'm getting on the boat first. So she's there.
Okay.
H is there.
Okay.
You said 3 people, correct?
Yep. Oh no, 2 is on with you. So you've got
She's on.
H and Pellet. Thistle is also in there, but she's kind of less with you and more in there.
Yeah. She's out doing
You're
her
more.
own thing.
It's
or
more
less.
that you're with her than
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I may as well we've already got Pellet's kind of description. Like she's got feathers all over her body, as well as as hair, but it's slicked back, giving like a sort of Phoenix Wright kind of look.
Uh-huh.
I think that she's got how would I put this? I think that Pellet's got a sort of a very tight ensemble, like lots of tight clothes, like pants that fit real closely to her body, and like a shirt that is probably too small. She doesn't have a particularly curvy or anything body, but it's just stuck to her real hard. It's not ooh, she thick kind of shit, but it's she's just got real she's basically covered in nylon clothes pretty much.
And
Not really, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, and she chose this whenever Rusty was like, "Go get some clothes, go get some shit."
Yeah, this is the shit she got.
Nice.
H, I think has H is a millionaire. So H I think has on thick engineers types clothes, but it's pretty tattered, so it's probably kind of useless as those. Really thick gloves, big stumpy boots, a kind of large leather jacket kind of thingamajig, lots of brown colors.
Lug too.
I don't know how you evolved from flags and nets to that, but okay.
I said lug.
Oh, lug.
Lug
Man,
too.
I'm never gonna fucking get this right. I swear to God. Why do I keep thinking lug is rusty? Fuck.
Hey Josie, do you want a tip?
No,
It's lug because of a lug wrench in engineering.
it's not gonna help. Anyway,
Who says they aren't the same person? Who says I haven't been running around with someone who just thinks has 2 identities?
so anyway, yeah, they've hopped on and they're similarly kind of locking people into their own bullshit. You've kind of taken away probably a lot of their defenses.
Oh, that's good.
But you do see a response from the guy who, as far as you can tell, is whoever was maybe ordering them, the dude who wasn't in this shit. I think he hopped overboard.
No, he just fucks off.
Yeah, he jumps into the ocean. He jumps into the blue.
Oh well, fuck that.
He's just fuck this, bye.
All right, you're gonna do all that. You're gonna jump 6 feet
They don't
straight
pay
in
me
the
enough
air.
for this.
This motherfucker.
He's you fuck him up a bit, and he's bye.
Okay.
I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah, if you're gonna be like that, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lug, you're kind of Giuseppe's kind of trying to give signals to you, but you're not really understanding them too well, and you're getting shot at. What are you doing?
I'm loading that Molotov. Lug kind of pulls it out, and he's like,
We
Okay.
gotta do this now.
So I assume you're going to be throwing that shit at them.
yeah, he it's a preemptive light. He's lighting it so he can run out, throw it, and get out of there.
I get you. Let's see. What could we call this? What do you think?
I mean, he is still under fire.
Right, you'll have to roll that, but like if you were to succeed at doing this, what would it, be?
Seized by Force has a fight your way free variant.
Yeah, but you're not really like getting out of a crowd or anything. Like what you're doing is like you're trying to throw a Molotov at a bunch of people.
I think this could be lay down fire.
Covering fire, supporting fire, suppressing. You know what? Frankly, if this works as well as it could, it's just gonna kind of take them. So I'm gonna say it's seized by force, and like it's if you choose to inflict terrible harm and impress, dismay, or frighten, like that's what you could consider like the Molotov attack. If you manage to do it, does that sound alright?
Yeah, that sounds alright.
Like you're not doing anything to like suffer little harm, and you're not really taking control of it.
Right.
So if you can get that roll, go ahead.
Sidekick bot, please.
And
Okay.
+2 because I am once again using spooky intents to use weird instead of cool.
Good stuff. You transcend. So
Oh.
now I'm gonna need
Boy.
that seized by force roll.
Oh, that. Okay, so
It sure is.
that's
Sure is.
+2.
Okay, so you get enough. That's choose 2, so you got it. But of course no, you did get a 10 on that, so you just do it. Okay, damn, you just do it. So yeah, would you like to give the description of what you're doing or how it goes down?
Lug he has it in one hand and he's running, and he kind of like puts when he's going towards them, he kind of like arches back a little, and you know how like he holds his arm out like he's aiming. He's using it as like a pseudo crosshair, if that makes sense. Like you know how
Yeah.
baseball players do that.
Yep.
He kind of has that going for him, and he throws it, but he keeps running because by now he's like kind of close to the edge of the boat. He doesn't think he's going to be able to like get back to the workshop within like enough time and not get like shot to shit. He dives. He dives into the water, and he's trying to swim around the boat now.
The boat being
The Exodius.
okay.
Exodia.
Okay, yeah. You managed to do that. I think like it's in the middle of like one of their strafing runs that you do that, and you manage to not completely get fucked, but you take 2 more harm. But you do manage to get that throw off real nice, and it just like the bullets go from like you to trying to shoot like the bottle in the air, and they do get a hit on it, but too late as like the burning alcohol just splashes all over the inside, and they're just burning alive. They like of course like roll around and scream in panic, and like 1 or 2 of them like manage to like dump themselves into the blue, but like they're basically gone.
God.
Let's see, Giuseppe, what are you doing?
Does Lug still need my help? I think he's doing pretty well for himself.
You can't see Lug anymore, I don't think.
Okay, then what can I see around me? How's my crew doing?
I mean, they're not panicking. I think you have your own problems show up since nobody was really paying attention to the third ship.
Okay.
As they come up, like completely blindsiding you, like you hear like whoops and hollers from behind you. What do you do?
I think maybe a good time for a gang move. If I can get to my gang at the moment, I assume that they're not like super far away.
You're in them. You're with them.
Yeah, I thought I was like slightly away from them, but are they? But they count as a gang right now, or are they just an obstacle?
You took the improvement to have them count as a gang.
No, I mean the other group.
Yeah,
Like if
we'll
there's a
count them as a
mismatch
small.
of size.
Well, for the purposes of this, we'll count you as a gang that's 1 size larger.
Okay. I think we want to go aggro on them, just like basically like try to bum rush them and see what happens.
Remember, the go aggro is to threaten somebody.
I think that is what I want to do.
I mean, like you're in a fight. They're fighting you.
Then I'll just fight them then. Okay, we open fire. I think we do want to just seize, but we want to keep hold of our position with seize by force.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Roll that. Very good.
Good.
So you hear the whooping behind you a bit before you hear the sound of people on your deck, but you're pretty quick on the drop because like as they like run to meet you. You see that there's at least like 5 people, all with those that axe and shield ensemble. You swing around in order to get like sort of like a reverse drop on them. Which ones are you choosing for Seize by Force?
I think I want to do suffer a little harm, take definite undeniable control, and impress this mayor fighting.
Let's see. I think that your gang is marked as 2 harm, right?
I believe so. Let me check my sheet again. Yeah, it's 2 harm.
Yeah, I think your crew isn't the sort of people to like meet head on with a charge, but I think like the cultists that were left behind with you definitely are. And like under the like cover of your own crew like firing at like the dudes in shields so they can't really do anything about it, they like just kind of come upon them. And like the dude's shields are sturdy and they have some armor so that's unlikely like the bullets like don't get through, but like the people like they just like biting and kicking and stabbing and manage to get some like damage in. I think your group just I don't think takes any harm. And you said control and impress, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just like they're just freaked the fuck out and they just like immediately surrender.
Okay.
Like they're just like fuck, all right, Jesus.
They start screaming uncle.
Right. Rusty, I think you're still in a small melee. What I think I think that they're fighting a real mean battle. What are you trying to do?
Well, I'm trying to get up off the ground, for one. I'm
Okay.
trying to scramble to my feet and help out best I can with my one.
Doing your part.
Yeah, do my part. As I should. I'm not like the quote unquote leader of this fun group for nothing. So how many people are left? There's just like 1, right?
Where?
2 on the boat
Of yours or
that
of
I'm
theirs?
fighting.
You've got none of them have their shields anymore. You stole one and one of them just is like dead and also got it stolen. Yeah, I think there's like 3 more on there.
3 more, okay. Because I know somebody jumped ships. You're like, nah, never mind.
It's very obvious that they like know that this kind of a fucked battle though. Like they're not they weren't ready for this. They weren't ready for you.
I kind of want to shield bash. I don't want to actually kill these guys so
Okay.
much. Would there be a move for that?
If you're trying to like it sounds like you're trying to like intimidate them.
Yes,
So I think
intimidate
going
them.
aggro.
Okay, so just
Going
roll
aggro
hard.
sounds right.
So just roll hard then.
Yep. Ouch.
I fail. Hell yeah.
I think
Accidentally kill a man.
Don't kill any of my people.
Baba kill.
I meant them. I meant their group. The opposing group, not our own guys.
You know what I think happens is that you try to do that shield bash, but like you've never used any sort of thing like this before, and it's
Yeah.
very awkward. And like you swing too hard, and it like they manage to dodge, and you knock over like both Pellet and H and Thistle off the boat. Thistle in particular being like, "What the fuck?" Splash.
Oh, there
So
goes.
you are alone on a boat with 3 men.
Great. Great. That's wonderful. Okay.
Hey,
This
look
is
on the
good.
bright side. At least Thistle will be off your back now.
She's gonna be on my back even harder after this win. Okay, well, I guess I gotta deal with that.
You sure do.
Do.
I don't think anybody else at this moment is able to really respond to this, so I think you're on your own.
Oh,
So what are you doing in response to that? Lug is still extricating himself from the water,
Okay.
I'm going to be like,
and Giuseppe's dealing with prisoners.
yeah. So I'm fucking it up real hard. 3 dudes versus 1 Rusty. I've got this shield. I've got my knife. They don't have shields. They've got guns, correct?
They've got guns and they've got their own little like fucked up axe things.
Oh, fucked up axe things. God, I want one of those.
And then take one.
Yeah, I'm going to try. Not right now, because I'm still like, oh, fuck. I fucked up. I fucked up.
Rusty performs his famous win move.
Yeah, can I do that? There's no way I can hold this thing and try to grab somebody out of the water, is there?
I think you could try if you act under fire.
Okay, well, I'm going to...
Can I just say, I was absolutely expecting Thistle to try and like incapacitate someone by slamming the car door on them.
Sidekick bot, please. Sidekick bot, please!
Owie.
Alright, tell me. Give it to me, Josie.
So, golly gee.
This damage.
Calm down. So, you're like, I think like you're trying to like use the shield to like keep between yourself and the three dudes.
Yep.
And you're like reaching over for anybody, and they grab, but you didn't realize, hey, people are heavy. So
Rusty's not
when
strong.
like they try to, it's Thistle,
It's
and Thistle
Thistle!
pulls on your arm to try to get up faster, and that like leaves that kind of like twists your body, and you're left wide fucking open, for one of these dudes to get a real nice just whack at your back, dealing two harm armor penetrating, which sucks.
Yeah,
And you
that
fall
sucks.
into then you fall into the water, so the salt water stings real bad.
That damage too?
No, don't worry, it just sucks.
It sucks.
It
One
sucks.
morale damage.
Yeah, one morale damage. You take psi harm. And I think that the dudes in the boat, like they're like, this is fucked. So they like kind of tear off a little bit, and then kind of like look like they're going in for like a run at you, or at least like at your little group. When like they're just all like in like one moment they're just like, hey hey fuck you. Next moment they're like all dead on the floor, as they're like all just like shot to pieces.
I
want to cry.
You see,
I'm just like sitting here
good-
trying to manage people.
You
Got all
see,
these
I think-
business and people are like dying
you
around
see,
me.
I think 6 more boats come out from the fog, surrounding the Exodia. One of them in particular that you recognize is probably where all the bullets came from, has a particular person on it that hops off the boat and onto the deck of the Exodia, kind of like with a very clinky boots. They look like a pirate's pirate. Like they've got a pretty large ornate hat, like a tasseled officer's cloak with like either obviously found and deteriorated or like kind of slapdashly made metals on it, and they're like walking with like kind of an air of like just like I'm powerful here kind of look. On the nearby that like side of the boat, the guy who like leapt off like his own like like away from you, like comes back on and starts to like kind of go like, yeah, fuck him up, boss, you can. And then like the pirate fucking just like shoots him in the head.
Oh.
And kind of like looks, I think like kind of like, easily looks at Giuseppe and is like, first lessons in a captaining, never trust your first mate, you her.
I don't have a. I don't. Well, good thing I already do that. I don't have a first mate. I
Good
guess.
thing I already don't trust Squog.
Hey, can I use a move here?
What would that move be?
I want to use my everybody eats, even that guy, to ask you questions.
Doesn't that require people to?
It just
Yeah,
says
involved.
like you ask the MC.
You want to know something about someone important? Yeah, hey, sure.
If you want
Go ahead,
me
roll.
to do that at the moment, I don't need to.
I think that you can roll it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Like it doesn't say what like time you need to do it. Like it doesn't give a situation or anything. Pretty good.
Okay,
Pretty
that's
good.
good.
Nice.
So you get to ask one of these things, which are how are they doing? What's up with them? What or who do they love best? Who do they know, like, and or trust? When next should I expect to see them? How could I get to them physically or emotionally?
I feel like I already know who they trust, which is nobody. I don't know if I need to know what they love best. And I know that I'm seeing them right now. What do you think? How could I get to them, or how are they doing? What do you guys think?
That's for you to decide, Apom.
I know. I like second opinions.
You can't
I
get
do
none.
too.
Okay, I'm gonna ask how are they doing? What's up with them?
How are they doing? I think right now they look like they're really like easy about what they've just done, but I think that it's really eaten them up pretty hard that like someone that they considered their first mate like obviously like went against them to the point where like they consider it like just like recompense to like shoot them dead. Yeah, what's up with them is that like their first mate like went off orders and attacked you. But since like this is an important person, you recognize this enigmatic figure as Captain Crunk. And Captain Crunk goes, now, shall we parlay? And that's the end of the episode.
Oh boy. I
Fun.
think I know what parlay means, but I'm just
Parlay means to like have a discussion, like
Yeah,
a
that's what
civil
I figured.
discussion about things. Make an agreement about shit.
Okay. Boy, good to have to talk to people next session.
It sounds like it.
Part you love.
So end of session moves. Who knows Lug better?
This is another session where we didn't I don't think each of us individually interacted with anyone, but I think I got the closest because I had to warn Lug about stuff
Yeah.
unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. Giuseppe would definitely know Lug better this time around.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows that like your weird hand signals don't mean anything to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's +1 with Lug for Giuseppe.
So I marked that on my sheet, right?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Who knows Rusty better?
Rusty did kind of barge into Lug's workshop and
It kind of like really invaded your space.
yeah, even though I put up that curtain, we decided we put up a curtain in there.
Yeah. Threw that on the ground. Fucked up your wonderful, wonderful wire mesh art piece.
Okay. So I think what was it? Rusty gained. Wait, what am I saying? Lug gained +1 with Rusty. And finally, who knows Giuseppe better?
Lug.
Hello?
That's oh, I said Lug.
I'm
I'm
not
sorry if it
I'm not
didn't
debating
catch.
that. I'm not debating that.
I really feel like Lug would.
Okay. And
I'm here.
He's marking
okay,
it.
well, please, all right. I think that's just about it, ain't it?
I marked improvement, so I get to
Oh,
decide.
yay!
Yeah,
I'm 1 point away from improving
Was it all the
again.
cool rolls?
yeah. No, it's all the hard rolls for
Right.
me. So I get to go
I
through
got
the
2 hard
book.
rolls, so.
Cool.
Let's see.
Hocus. I should
Yeah.
frankly just look at your sheet so that I can look at what you already have.
Mm-hmm. I'm never getting plus cool. I just want to state that I'm never gonna get anything past this -1 cool.
God.
Because I absolutely love the fact that I have -1 cool. I do get a new option for my followers, and I have one more move from another playbook available. I can get a holding.
You could.
I could, but I don't know how Rusty would get that. He's
If
rusty.
I was to
You build a little shack on top of the Exodia.
if I was to consider something like that, that'd be it has to be a holding is usually something that you have authority over, and I don't think it's common enough that you would show up back at a stationary position. So I think it's you consolidate your power on the Exodia. I would say that it would only the holding would only be truly there after the boat the upgrade is finished.
Yeah.
But until then, you'd probably get some bonuses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and wealth, so
Right.
comes with wealth. So, question about choosing an extra option for my followers.
Uh-huh.
So if I chose one of the things such as your followers are dedicated to you, their plus plus barter, and replace want desertion with want hunger, do I replace the want even though I don't have desertion? For example, just as an example.
I'm looking at that.
Okay, because I don't know how that would work exactly.
I think it would replace judgment with hunger.
Okay, everybody's
Because
fucking hungry.
judgment was replace desertion, so then hunger would place judgment.
Okay.
You'll always have some sort of want, is the thing.
Okay, so it would just replace whatever was replaced.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Surplus plus violence? What would that be? That's just
Is that in the negatives?
yeah.
It's basically your followers disdain law, peace, reason, and society. If they're in good times, they're gonna go out and fuck people up.
Ah, I don't want that.
That's how they entertain themselves.
Okay.
Everyone's fickle.
That's, I think, if I remember correctly. Let me look at how holdings are, because they have a thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look over this afterwards. If not, I think I know what I want. If holding sounds
How do you mean?
because you were gonna go look over the holdings, because you said that there was something interesting in there, I think.
Well, specifically that holdings have a thing that I thought was like a funny thing. Like one of their negatives is like your gang is a pack of fucking hyenas and their want is plus savagery.
Oh.
But they're like a holdings default is like want hungry.
Mm.
That's all that.
Rusty, give me the food. I'm hungry. Rusty, I'm hungry. Feels weird to get the fucking surplus plus party after everything.
I mean, hey,
Hey,
if you can figure it out.
if I can figure it out.
There's plus insight and also plus 1 fortune, which means that your fortune rolls would be better.
Okay, so that would be add +1 to each fortune roll.
Yep.
Okay. Or I can get 3 barter.
You could.
Could get 3 barter and replace that judgment with everybody's fucking hungry. That would kind of make a bit more sense considering how Rusty is and how everybody else is. But I also love the judgment. Let's see.
Man, after seeing him down that just fucking gun entirely, I'm kind of feeling pecky. Man, I hate that you're right.
Why does this make me hungry? What the fuck? It would also make sense that my followers are drug fixated and get a surplus of stupor after everything going on with, Thistle and all that.
Right.
I'll probably think it over and then tell you in the future.
Okay.
Because this is gonna go on forever if I don't just like, hey, I'll think it over.
Right. How's everyone else doing?
I just need one more point before I get my next. Before I get my next improvement. Then I'll have 5 total.
I did get a point, but I'm not sure what I want with it. Because
You got another improvement?
Yeah.
Jesus. What
Are you
Listen, you gave me a bunch of things to do with cool, and
Yeah,
I
I
got
guess
to
you went real hard
use
with cool,
spooky intense.
And you did get weird. Damn.
Yeah.
So
I
are you
try
able
to
to
rein you in and I still fucking keep giving you shit, huh?
Window, are you able to now place things on the bottom on the underline section?
I am.
Yep. You can choose the big shit.
Time to retire Lug.
Actually, there's this one I really like in the very bottom left corner.
What's that?
Well, you see for yourself. I think I'm not sure how to pronounce this.
Bottom left corner. Of
Very
what?
bottom.
Of what? Oh. Die.
Can I get that one?
No.
You can't get die.
I mean, hold on, let me open it up on my phone so I don't fuck up the recording.
Die.
You can.
Waiter.
Hey, Win.
Die.
You can
Yeah.
retire your character to safety, and safety could be the afterlife. So I mean,
He doesn't actually
you're
die
allowed
though.
that.
He
He
doesn't actually die
drowns.
though. He invents like a portal to the afterlife, goes into it, it's never seen again.
No, Lug just drowned.
I drowned when I was swimming around. I accidentally just drowned. For no good
He
reason.
wasn't supposed to let. He forgot he wasn't supposed to let water into his mask.
Egg time part 2.
I completely forgot that I should ask you a question considering you opened your brain.
Oh yeah.
But we'll probably do that next session.
Okay,
I'll make
keep
a
a
note
note
of
of that.
I could give myself 3 total weird.
You could?
But the thing is, reality's fraying edge, that's interesting to me. I'm kind of interested in that.
Getting augury? Is that what it is?
Yeah, essentially. But I could also just use another savvy head move to get more weird.
You could.
If I'm doing my math right, I can get a total of 5 weird by the
No,
and
you
that's
can't.
disgusting.
You can't.
No, it maxes at 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll loop back to 1.
If you could get 5 weird, you'd never fail a weird roll.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
not how this works.
Sad, I know.
Man,
Why
if
can't
only
we
I would
min
pay
max,
attention
Josie?
to...
Let us min max.
Yeah,
Why are
let
you
me
doing
win
this
that.
in public?
Anyway.
So that's what the +2 means. I see.
That's what it means when it says maximum. The maximum you can have.
Listen, that's it.
I've lost it.
Yeah, I don't know what I would want. I'll have to think it over as well.
Okay.
When I know I don't get, I think I need 2 more improvements to access the, like 1 more improvement to get to the threshold, and then I can start adding improvements to the underline section.
Right.
I am still considering like extra character, but I'd need to draft that out. I was thinking maybe like an angel.
Who knows?
Will is already an angel, though.
No.
Quill's not an angel. She's just like
What?
qualified. Angels aren't
She's an
qualified.
angle.
She's an angel.
She's an angle.
Quill has been to medical school or whatever they have around here. I don't think most angels have.
Quill has a book.
I mean that she's an angel, like she's super sweet.
Are you saying that angels can't read?
Yeah.
I can't believe Rusty's a fucking angel.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah.
What now?
I have to work tomorrow, so I go to sleep.
You go to
Oh,
sleep.
okay.
Good night.
Good night. It's been
Yeah,
fun.
it
Good night.
was fun, folks.
Good
See you
night,
next time.
everybody.
It's
Later.
fun. See you guys
Bye.
next time. Good session.
Bye bye.